Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. We really need to talk about Roman and Marlena and the huge question that is hanging over Salem right now. Will Marlena actually say yes if Roman confesses his love to her in the coming months? Because the writing is totally on the wall here. We are predicting a massive love confession is coming from Roman, and it is going to shake up everything. But first, let's look at how we are getting there, because the setup is just wild, like really crazy. Right now, Roman Brady is just completely done with Kate Roberts, absolutely finished. Kate finally confessed that she was the one who masterminded the bogus Titan lawsuit against Johnny DiMera, and Roman was furious, like beyond furious. He gave her the ultimate cold shoulder at the Brady pub. He just crossed his arms, angrily cleaned the bar, and completely ignored her while she tried to plead her case. He just looked right through her. But it gets worse for Kate, because Ariana Horton just moved into the pub. Ariana is refusing to speak to her mother Gabi over that massive Liam bribe. Ariana is heartbroken. So she needed a safe place to stay. And Roman used this as the perfect excuse to literally kick Kate out of their home. He threw his own scheming wife out to make room for Ariana. That is how mad he is. And it is glorious to watch, because Kate has been getting away with so much for so long. And Roman finally snapped. He just couldn't take the lies anymore. But Kate is not stupid. She is watching everything, and she sees Roman and Marlena getting closer. Ever since John Black died a year ago, Roman and Marlena have shared this really deep bond. They are leaning on each other, and Kate is actually surprised by how close they have gotten, or maybe she is just deeply jealous, because Kate knows exactly what Roman is going to do next. She knows that Roman is going to run straight to Marlena to complain about his ruined marriage. He is going to tell Doc all about kicking Kate out. And Kate probably thinks Roman will ask for a divorce and get back with Marlena in a heartbeat, because Kate has always known she is second best when Marlena is in the room. Always. It is a hard truth for her to swallow. Let's just take a step back and look at the history here, because you cannot talk about Roman and Marlena without talking about their epic past. They were the golden couple of Salem. They had a great marriage. They had the twins, Sammy and Eric. They were perfect. But then Stefano DiMera had to ruin it, because that is what Stefano does. He interfered. He caused chaos. He kidnapped people, and he ripped them apart, just completely destroyed their family unit. And then came the whole John Black situation. The pawn, Marlena fell in love with John because she actually thought he was Roman. It was this huge, tragic mess. It ruined Roman and Marlena's marriage forever. Because even when the truth came out, Marlena's heart belonged to John. But despite all of that pain, despite the divorce and the heartbreak and the awkward family dinners, Roman and Marlena stayed friends. They have been friends for decades now. They co-parented Sammy and Eric. They supported each other through so many crises. And now they're both in this really vulnerable place. John has been dead for a year now. The anniversary just passed. Marlena is grieving. She is sad, but she is surviving. And Roman is watching his marriage to Kate explode because of her endless lies. So they are two lonely people who share a massive history. It is the perfect recipe for a soap opera romance reboot. And the writers are dropping hints, big hints, like everywhere. There was a huge red flag on the show recently, a massive clue that Marlena might be ready to open her heart again. And it happened during a conversation with Julie Williams. Julie was nervous about going on a date with Foster, the charming guy who owns the used bookstore. It was her first date since Doug died. And Julie was questioning if she even wanted a romantic future. She felt guilty. She felt like she was betraying Doug's memory by even sitting across a dinner table from another man. But Marlena gave her some incredibly wise advice. Marlena told Julie that it is okay to live. It is okay to find happiness again. And that loving someone new does not erase the deep, profound love she had for her soulmate. It was a beautiful scene. Just two legacy matriarchs talking about grief and life. But here is the thing. The advice Marlena gave to Julie, it totally applies to Marlena's own life. It was like Marlena was talking to herself in a mirror. She was giving herself permission to move on. Not today. Not tomorrow. But eventually, it was a huge red flag that Marlena is slowly getting ready to love again. She is not rushing into the dating pool. She is dealing with all the stress of the missing pawn chess piece from Stefano. That mystery is driving her crazy. And she needs comfort. So the door to her heart is not locked and deadbolted anymore. It is cracked open just a little bit. And Roman is standing right there on the porch, waiting to be her rock. So what happens when Roman finally makes his move? Because we all know he will. Roman is going to get that divorce from Kate. He is going to be a free man. And he is going to look at Marlena and remember the good old days. The days before Stefano and John and Kate. He is going to confess his feelings. He is going to tell Marlena that he never really stopped loving her, that she is the love of his life. And it is going to be this huge emotional moment, just raw and unfiltered. But will Marlena say yes? That is the $1 million question today. And here is my prediction. I predict she will not say a flat out yes, but she will not say no either. Marlena is smart. She is a brilliant psychiatrist. She knows they are both on the rebound from massive grief. She is grieving John's death. Roman is grieving the death of his marriage. So jumping straight into bed would be a total disaster. It would just be a mess. But she will agree to explore it. She will say yes to taking things slow. Maybe they start with dinners, real dates, just testing the waters. Marlena will tell Roman that John will always be her soulmate, but that she has room in her heart for him too, because Roman is safe. Roman is family. And after all the trauma Marlena has been through with the devil and Stefano and kidnappings, safe sounds really good right now. Safe is exactly what she needs. And honestly, I am here for it. It would be so poetic to have Roman and Marlena find their way back to each other in their twilight years. After everything Stefano did to destroy them, it would be the ultimate victory over the Demera curse. They survive it all and end up holding hands on the porch. It just makes sense. Plus, imagine how the twins would react. Sammy would absolutely lose her mind with joy. She always wanted her parents back together. Sammy would probably fly back to Salem just to throw them an engagement party. And Eric would be so supportive. He knows how much his parents loved each other. It would be a huge family reunion. The kind of feel-good story that Salem really needs right now amidst all the tainted drug scandals and Demera corporate wars. And what about Belle and Brady? How would they react to Marlena moving on with Roman? Brady is so fiercely protective of Marlena. He defended her against Kristen. He loves her like a mother. But he also knows John would want her to be happy. So Brady might actually give Roman his blessing. Because Brady knows Roman is a good guy. And Belle is Roman's niece, technically. But She loves her mom, and she is so distracted by Chad and the Stefano chess set mystery right now anyway. So Belle would probably just be happy that Marlena has someone to hold her hand. Because the anniversary of John's death has been so heavy on all of them, they just need a win. A real, genuine win. But, of course, Kate is going to lose her mind. She is not going to just walk away quietly. Kate is going to scheme. She might even team up with someone crazy to ruin it. Because Kate Roberts does not lose gracefully. She never has. So if Roman and Marlena do start dating, they better watch their backs. Because a jealous Kate is a dangerous Kate. And she knows all of Roman's weak spots. So yeah, that is where I think this is going. Roman dumps Kate. Roman confesses to Marlena. Marlena says, let's take it slow. And we get a beautiful, messy, nostalgic romance. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you Team Marlena? Or do you think Marlena should stay single forever to honor John? It is a tough call. But in Salem, nobody stays single for long. And Roman and Marlena just have too much history to ignore. So get ready for some classic romance vibes. 'Cause it is definitely coming.